Hey everybody, I'm Frank Ryan.
I am Adam Pettingell.
And welcome back to another episode of Beachfront Banter.
We are back again, and today we have a special guest, Eric Camper, who is the head brewer. Let me make sure I get the titles right because there's so many of them. Head brewer of Big Oyster Beer.
Correct. And head brewer, director of ops of Big Oyster Brewery in Lewis, Milford, and Rehoboth.
So that would be Do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Terrible.
Yes. Yeah, we went over that earlier. I'm the do, the director of ops.
DOO.
The DOO, 100%.
Yeah.
I've been with Big Oyster about 3.5 years. Before that, I was the head brewer at Tall Tales for a while, 8-9 years, something like that. And got into brewing back in like 07 or 08. A buddy of mine came to me and said, "Let's make beer at home." And I was like, that sounds like a great idea. We'll save so much money. And people go that you must save so much money. I'm like, no, we spent so much money in equipment. But it went from a hobby to an obsession to a career. I went to, when I was in college, I went to UAD, I went to UMass, UMES. I went to various colleges, Del Tech, for engineering and then different things, and eventually went back and got my degree in fermentation science in Vermont, and never looked back, and have been making beer ever since. It's been great.
I mean, like I say, if one door closes and one door opens,
Yeah.
what a great pathway you took. I mean, not that you knew. Well, I'm sure you did. That
Sure.
You knew that beer was gonna and craft beer
Right.
was gonna explode.
Yeah.
But I mean, of all the times to make that move and then the explosion of
It did. I tell you, from my professional career, from 14 to like 20 to now. I mean, It's been a crazy 11 years span. I say right before COVID, it was just we couldn't make enough beer. You couldn't make enough weird things or whatever.
Right.
And then when COVID hit, it was just, we found out we were essential workers.
Yeah, right.
Who knew that? Essential. Crazy.
What didn't you guys make? Didn't you make? No.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you make?
did we make a COVID beer? Is that what you were gonna say?
No, I thought
Oh.
wasn't. Did some of the breweries go and make?
Get it out.
Oh, sanitizer.
Yes.
Oh.
So we did not. So we
debunked.
we wanted
terrible,
to.
terrible.
We wanted to. We buy all these chemicals, and sanitizer is basically alcohol.
Right.
At a certain percentage mixed with some sort of like gelatin or something like that.
Yeah.
And when that hit, we just missed it, and we could not buy alcohol. It was everybody was buying it.
Yeah.
But the distilleries around could make it, and they were selling like gallons for like pretty expensive.
I just love the whole charades. You were like, and I didn't know what he was doing. He was
Yeah. I thought you were gonna. We made a beer called
hand sanitizer.
we made a beer called social distancing at Tall Tales.
Yeah.
Right when COVID hit, and we got a little flag for it. People thought we were like trying to jump on a band, like make fun of the situation.
Sure.
It was just we had a beer that we were going to call something else, and we had to name it, something, and we did, and it was we had fun with it. Crazy times.
Oh yeah.
No matter what I tell you what, there's going to be conspiracy theories for years to come about the situation, but it was insane.
No.
You remember? I was
Looking
just
back now.
different.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Essential worker.
Yeah.
Was
We
we?
were yeah.
Huh?
Well,
I'm always.
not all-
I'm always essential.
I'm saying not all of us.
Yes, people need a place to live.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I found out that the liquor stores weren't allowed to close, like, because I guess, God forbid, you have an issue, you have a problem, and you're dependent on alcohol. They had to be open. They had to. That was the deal. Insane.
It's insane. I'm waiting for him to say as a joke, but
No.
Nope. Well, thankfully, that's true for you, right? I mean, you probably.
Well,
What would you have done?
I don't know. It never closed.
There's Big Oyster Brewery,
Yeah.
and that is linked.
Yes. So Big Oyster Brewery. We have 3 locations now: Lewis, Rehoboth, and Milford. And the Rehoboth location is located inside the Finn's restaurant group there, and we are the owners of Finn's restaurant group, which also includes JR's in Fenwick, Waterman's now in West O,
Okay.
and we just bought JD Shuckers,
I knew that.
which is now
That's
Finn's
what
in
you're talking
Georgetown.
about,
Yeah.
So that makes 10.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
Amazing.
a great meld of things, because then we get to put our beers on tap,
All right.
Yeah.
you know, and we're not all, it's not, we don't take every tap, you know, say we have 12, we do a moderate, because we know that people that go there, they don't necessarily want to all drink all of our beer,
Yeah.
you know, and we put some top sellers on and then some domestics here and there. And it's a great partnership.
So then, out of curiosity, so then in the last, you've been there for a little over 3 years.
Mhm.
In the last, let's say the last 3 years, how many new locations? How many of those are newer locations?
So we
Yeah.
bought Fenwick,
Mhm.
which was Smitty McGee's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was very, like, I remember it was kind of like hush hush, you know, and then we found out what it was, and we're like, oh, that's such a great
Yeah.
find. I
Yeah.
think Dawn had been wanting to get out for a while, and
Yeah.
Jeff has been doing this for he started arenas,
Oh, yeah.
you know, so like he's been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah.
25, 30 years, I guess, I don't know. And then it was, what was, I think JR's. We bought one of the Hooked groups.
Yep.
We bought one of them.
Okay.
And I think that was, I'm gonna butcher it. Maybe it was just Hooked. I don't remember which one it was.
Right.
Or Hooked Up.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
well, now it could be both.
Exactly.
I agreed. I agreed. And then you said something else. I was like, oh yeah, no, it could be that too. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then that one, and then we bought West O, which was Waterman's, and then newly Shuckers. You know, so it's going. You know, I say it's going well. It seems like you know, certain places are different than others. Milford's very popular. It's you know, the crazy thing is Lewis, you know, we're beach.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, whereas Milford is just steady through the year, and you know, and then all the other locations go up and down, and it's it seems to me that it's going well.
Sounds good.
Well, you guys have a good brand, like I say, and that brand does have power. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen, you know, there's a couple of big groups down here, which we know.
100%.
There's Sodell, there's you know, Finn's, Big Oyster, you know, and I feel that they can go in any spot, even if that spot's been a number of different things. Yeah, take over it, and it becomes a successful venture.
They know what I tell you what, these
they have their stuff down, they have their
doing.
process. Yeah,
you know, like where, you know, Jeff and Scott and all those guys have been doing this for so long that they look at that. One, they're not going to buy anything that they don't think is gonna, that would be silly to buy something they think they're going to lose money on.
Sure,
right?
But they know how to work these systems, and I tell you what, there's not a lot of profit in these things. Restaurants make very, very little percentage.
Yeah,
you know, overall, as long as you just, you know, you keep feeding that, and you get a good crew, good employees. And I tell you that we have great employees.
Well, that's important.
You know, we don't have a lot of turnover. It's a great company. They have great benefits. We're always hiring here and there, different locations, different, you know, kids. A lot of kids, they start out their first job.
Oh, sure.
Hosting, bussing.
Yeah.
You know,
no, just like you said, you started at Grows. I'm sure in years to follow, it will be, I started at Big Oyster.
I bussed tables at Grotto's.
Yeah.
You know, and then I went to counter. So I mean, at 16 years old.
Did you do the pizzas? Did you cook the pizza? Did you ever get? You never got that high.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Front of the house guy.
Yeah, I tell you what, at 16, 17 years old, I was getting home at 3:30 because the Grotto's was open like an hour and a half after last call. And that was the pizza rush. And we would just sit there and throw pizzas in. It didn't matter. Pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah,
$5.
Yeah. Right.
$5 pizzas. That was in 1991.
Yeah.
$5 pizzas. Slices are $5 now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But let's not talk about four packs of beer either, because that's a lot more expensive as well.
100%. Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, that's a thing too. You look at the different. That's why I think it's a great area. It's a mecca for craft brewer down here.
For sure.
You have
For sure.
You know, you have all the big players and everybody, and we all serve different crowds. You know, our crowd, we try to keep everything under like our 4-packs and our new releases. We don't have any like, you know, very expensive. Some of the ones up in Vermont and all that crazy, you know, they're $30-something for 4-packs.
Yeah.
And there's a crowd for that, and they wait in line and they sell it, and it's crazy. And we try to keep ours that, you know, just, you know, we have solid brands. Hammerhead's a great West Coast.
Yes.
You know, Solar Power, Noir, Atlantic, all the things. You know, Hammerhead's our number one by far.
By far.
So
Yeah, no,
pleasure.
and that brings us on to our link
There you
to
go.
Yes.
you, because we've done a few beers together as our collaboration with Tipsy Blokes, and we were lucky that we got together through Megan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Austin, and shout out to Austin, just so he sort of takes he feels like it's like all it was all him, it was all Austin.
Well,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
for nothing, but no.
Not for nothing, but what's his name?
For those of you, do it this camera. For those of you, Meg is one of our managers. And now she's in charge of events.
Huh?
And Austin, her and Austin just got married. Austin is a salesman with you.
Some days.
He does something, you know. And
Shell cyclist is what he. No.
okay.
Show cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we got started, through this, and had a couple conversations about, how are we gonna do it? What are we gonna make?
Yeah.
It was great. It's been great.
Yeah, it has. And you guys were very, very easy. I mean, all the breweries we work with, and we try and spread the wealth and have a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, I guess we can say that. Or a lot of fingers and a lot of beers. I guess
Depends on how you mean it, huh?
But yeah, it was always great working with you guys and doing stuff. And when we did this, we had the idea. I had the idea of doing this podcast and doing Beachfront Banter.
Everything.
It was his idea.
It always is.
We said, well, why don't we? Any excuse for a new beer? Let's do a new beer. And we went to you guys. And in actual fact, like I think, can we announce that? We basically have rebranded Hammerhead
Yes.
in our can for the Beachfront Banter
Yep.
IPA, which is awesome because, like I say, Hammerhead is a go-to, is a flagship, as
Yep.
Frank's favorite word.
It's almost 60% of our portfolio, in our distribution.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that
it
is a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. And so we're very lucky to be linked with you guys. I always love, like I say, being able to show, because we get a lot, like you said, a mecca of beer down here, and our customers
Mhm.
and demographics are also big into the beer. Like they
course.
love to come in and chat
Yes.
with us about the beer and the happy hours we have, and us telling them and talking about you guys and the other breweries we work with, because like I said, we do share in that
Of course, yeah.
regards. But it is awesome to be able to say that we
Oh yeah.
have our own beer.
Well, and for those so for those that don't know, right? So we have Tipsy Blokes, right? And Tipsy Blokes is a Shell Brothers brand beer, right? And just like you were saying, it's brewing is such a big thing down here. It's such a big part of the area. It's a big part, and it's done well down here. Like they brew beer everywhere, but let's be honest, like there's some really great breweries in this area, and we saw a need and a want for that connection. So we reached out and we collaborated with. We have a Lewis beer, and we have a Rehoboth-based beer, and we have a Dewey-based beer. But no, bringing on this particular collaborating with you and getting this Hammerhead, I mean, it was just, I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, actually, what really happened was we thought if we got the beer, because we got that beer with you like quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like we've had this beer for a little while. We said we'll have to do the podcast. They'll have to,
They
they'll
had to
allow
do it,
us to do the podcast because we have the beer.
Yes.
And we've been talking about, we have the beer. The podcast is coming soon. And so it was a prelude in that regards to actually making it happen. And we're like I say, we're very chuffed. Very chuffed that we're lucky enough to be able to do this, obviously. But like I say, to work with the local breweries and to know I go and say, I know Eric and I know people.
That's his favorite thing to do.
I know people.
He's got a guy. He's always got a guy. You need a thing, he's got a guy for a
We
thing.
should do a TikTok like that. Have you seen the Starboard one where it's like, and people go, I know Monty, and then the servers are just like, falling over. It's great. It's a great because there's like 5 or 6 things they're just breaking out. What's that tequila in the white bottle? It's
The
white.
Azul?
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, by all means, sir. I mean, like, I know Eric, and people are like, and we could do the opposite. People would just be like, who?
Yeah.
Some
Just get a drink tossed in your face.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it'd be funny.
But it's so funny because I could totally imagine how many people go in the Starboard and say, I know Monty. I mean, that is
I've seen it.
Oh, really?
I've seen it. I'm not sure I could tell this story on air, but I'll tell you later. I've seen it firsthand and be like, oh, that person, he thinks he's going to get away with what he just did because he's gone.
He's out of here. He's out of here. That's awesome.
I've never seen our website up on a big screen because we just rebranded everything pretty not too long ago, and it looks our marketing team is we have 4 or 5 now. We have a couple interns now, and it's a big. I tell you what, it's a big operation for you can imagine 10 different places. That's 10 different social media accounts.
Yeah.
That's 10 different things you have to like keep up on and look at reviews and answer and things. And they do a great job.
And it's all about content. You've got to keep producing.
Yeah.
So no, I totally agree. Yeah, that must be unbelievable. I couldn't even. Well, I imagine that's why you guys have people for that. Not to think about that so much. It's happening. It's all happening.
Well, everybody is. I wouldn't say we're spoiled, but there is. You can look up anything at the drop of a hat now.
Oh yeah.
You know, I want to go to wherever, and let's see their menu. Boom. And that has to be available. That has to be. How many times have you went somewhere and you looked at their menu, and the only thing you can find is somebody that took a picture of a menu, and that's old.
Oh yeah.
You know, if we don't update our menu, I feel that this has brought us business because that's what people want.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And then you've done some marketing with the beers in terms of like, I remember back in the day, like there's been series, right?
Last year.
There's the story of the girlfriends, no?
Yes, we have a story. I did a tour today, and I'll speak to you guys.
Yeah.
So there was a rumor that we named all our sours Sarah, Isabel, Marley.
Loved Isabel.
Oh, fabulous beer. After ex-girlfriends. And someone had asked that one time, and somebody went with it and said, yes, that's the story. That is absolutely not true.
Oh.
And I heard,
just found out Santa was real.
Got some people in trouble. Because maybe there was a person that had an ex-girlfriend of a name that just happened to be.
Yeah.
You named it your ex?
Right, exactly. What are you doing? And then people got fired and divorced and
Tattoos with lines through them.
exactly, right, yeah. So that I'll dispel any rumors. That was not, it's a good story.
Oh man.
I should have just went with it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We could have made this up for years.
Yeah.
You just ruined Adam's day.
Yeah. I always tell the story. I always remember that series. And are
you married? Or, I don't know anything about it.
This is an interview.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
I like where this is going.
I have a girlfriend.
What is her name?
Her name is Victoria.
We don't have a Victoria yet.
No.
Okay, good.
Are you waiting? I was gonna say, are you waiting?
Not yet. I tease. It's funny. People talk about the names. I just did this. Pardon me. Hit the mic there. I just did a tour today and went over that same. People were asking, how do you name beers?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, sometimes we make a beer. Like sometimes I'm like, I want a strawberry wheat, or I want this type of stout, and then we make a name around it. And we've recently been trying to work around the whole nautical theme.
Yeah.
We have a new variety pack out. Good little segment. Called it's basically like the Shark Pack.
Okay.
And it has 4 different beers in it, and they're basically 3 of them are like it's like Cage Dive, Whale Song, and Hammerhead. And then we have Beach Traffic, which is the not nautical one. That's
Yeah.
So that's getting ready to be released, and Cage Dive is our new hazy. So we try to do everything around that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think of a name, and then we make a beer. Right? There's no formula.
Right.
It's just sometimes we'll make a Star Wars beer, or we'll have fun with that. We just did in my sour era, which was a Taylor Swift themed beer. And we had a brunch Taylor Swift. I've never seen it sold out in like a day.
Oh wow!
Really?
It was insane.
I've seen that around a few different areas.
Yep. Taylor came to the.
Yeah, of course.
She did not. She did not. Yeah.
One of those lookalikes. One of those.
Yeah. I think Thompson Island did one, and they had a stand-up cutout.
Oh, okay.
And so it was very popular. We're gonna do more fun things like that.
Nice.
To get people in.
But it's all about having fun, right? Yes. I'm sure when you're making beer and it's obviously the serious side, but
of course,
there is just you've got to have fun with it.
Sure.
Which is what we try and always say and talk about.
No. Making beer, coming up with a beer name with this guy is the absolute worst process.
No, it is the worst.
Oh, it is terrible. At least you admit it. At least now.
It is the worst. I'll throw out at least 50 names in 60 seconds. Well, we have like ones that are out now, and then there's ones that have been like retired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like one-offs.
Yep.
Yeah, 7-8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in total it's probably more than that, don't I? You think
Yeah.
about it, the one-offs, the
Have you
Yippee-ki-yay.
thought about
Yippee-ki-yay.
doing a spirit? A whiskey.
We have a spirit.
You do.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen the bottle.
It's bad.
In fact, I was in the office before this doing an appointment for Black Oak, and one of their head architect, I was in his office and say, because I don't do appointments there, and I was like, hey, can you just print this for me? And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were into bourbon. We have a bourbon from Nashville.
Dandy Rock.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dandy Rock. And but again, like I said, oh, you've got one of our bottles. I said, lucky you, because I don't have one. But it is on our label. It's under Tipsy
Okay.
Beer Company, and we have Dandy Rock, which is a names we had for each other from a long time ago for a video.
Nice.
And so yeah, we do have limited release.
It was a
Apparently.
running joke for the longest time. It was this mythical spirit, this mythical bottle that was going to make its way to Delaware. And then when it did, it only made it so far.
In fact, the guy, let's tell the true story. John Beaver, yes, you, my friend, was running our national division, and we always tease him, and he'd be like, he'd make up things that actually I'd fall for. He goes, oh man, we left it in the trunk. You got the keys? Who's got the keys? Who's got the, yeah. And then so 2 Christmases ago, he comes in, and he goes, I got it. And he pulls, again, I still don't know how he's done it. He's pulled out a full-size bottle out of his pants pocket, warm as hell.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, do you want some? And obviously, I was like, any opportunity, but it wasn't really to temperature. It was rather warm, which doesn't, I don't know if that says a lot about John. Lower extremities, but it was
I'm sorry.
extremely.
I'm gonna help you guys out. You can drink our beer and our bourbon at any temperature. It's always great.
Perfect.
So that's the only time we've had it.
Yeah.
We do have a
Pants bourbon.
Yeah.
I'm
that was
also
it.
afraid to let you guys know we have a bottle of that in our office.
It's a conspiracy. It's Adam's favorite conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy.
And the worst thing is,
Well, it's not a conspiracy. It's true.
me and this guy nearly fell out about the label on the bottle.
Oh yeah.
So we had like say Dandy Rock. I'm the British dandy.
Okay.
It was from long ago when I used to wear very brightly colored clothes and whatnot. And this was the American Rock. And
It's an inside joke that he thinks is hilarious.
Yeah. It was the American Rock.
Clubbering time.
From the Fantastic Four.
So terrible.
He's like,
In theaters, July 24th.
I'm again for the 4th version. Yeah. So we brought together those 2 names, Dandy and Rock, and we made Dandy Rock, and it sounded really great. And then we're like, well, who's going to be the label? And then we said, well, let's do some
we did a burly
gentleman.
guy with a monocle, so we tried to marry the two.
Sure.
But he wanted it a little more dandy than I think the bourbon should have been, and it was.
He wanted it to be more like Gimli the elf, the dwarf.
Yeah.
For the dwarf from Lord of the Rings. But so anyway, yeah, it was like I was in New Orleans and we were fighting over this label for anyway. That was so we do.
Yeah, he had long. Yeah,
We
that's
do.
it. Yeah, yes.
You do.
Yeah.
You do liquor?
We do not.
Oh,
well,
There are rumors of things we might have want to start and things like that, but no, at this time we do not. Just beer.
okay.
But I do have a quick. You were talking about pulling the bottle out of your pocket. I may use a prop here.
Yeah,
Something like this. We went skiing when I was a kid, and I had snuck in. Not kid. I was like 23, 24, and I brought this bottle of Crown Royal. Now a fifth, something about this
Crown
size,
yeah.
somehow in my ski pocket. We get on the lift, and I'm like, boys, and I take the wrapper off. I'm like, and they're like, no way, and I take it and I spin it, being funny, and it goes. Zzz. Now I have a full unopened bottle of Crown Royal.
The only one thing to
that
do.
we have to do our best to finish.
Right.
And I think we got it down to here, and then I had to get off the lift and shove it in, no cap.
Oh.
Shove it buried
Wow.
it. We were at Camelback.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep, I buried it in next to a tree and kept it there. And every time we would do a run, we'd go do a shot. And rumor is, to this day, it's still feeding people.
the bottomless bottle.
Who knows? Who knows?
Local myth.
Good.
The local myth.
Oh, good. That's great. That is great.
Now, with the beer that everybody makes for you guys, the ones, now that's in demo. You do have it in fridges and demo homes. Like when people Do people come and like, I'm going to look at this house, oh, please grab a beer, walk around.
A little bit further than that.
Okay.
Go on, tell them what you do.
Oh no, everyone leaves with a 4-pack.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So no, it's great. So I mean, yeah, again, it's a great conversation piece, right?
I agree.
And it relates, it hits on so many levels because it's become, microbrewing and brewing has become such a big thing.
Sure.
And the best part about it is, and I don't know, we talk about our starts and stuff. Like I worked on Baltimore and Max's on Broadway. I was there for over 10 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So yeah,
This could be a separate episode. So we might need a cut here. Cam.
But so beer knowledge. I never brewed myself, but beers from around the world, 166 beers on tap. Most beers east of the Mississippi. Blah blah blah, as Adam would say. A whole nother episode. But you come to find out, like people, when they travel, when they have special occasions, that one epic trip they had when they were 18, 21 overseas, whatever. They remember the beer, right? And then when they come here or anywhere and they can say, oh, it's my favorite beer. And you're like, oh, I have something like that, but with these notes and this, that, and the other. And it's an experience.
I agree.
Right. So the great thing is we get to provide experiences beyond the norm, right? Again, the whole reason why we created Tipsy Blokes, the whole reason that makes this area special is experience, right?
Sure.
We talk about these things when we joke about Dewey, we joke about Grotto, we joke about the beach area. I mean, anyone who knows any of those things, they got hit with an experience. They're like, oh, that year.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So again, you come in, you better believe you're leaving with a 4-pack.
Hell yeah.
So it's one of those things. It's fun.
And where do you put your beer?
Well, it's everywhere. I mean, you could. I mean, you're fishing for something, but in my model,
What's your telltale? Where do you place? It always gets conversation.
Oh, I have a big. What, you talking about the table in the front there?
No,
My fridges?
no. Where do you put beer that's unusual?
My closet?
This could take a separate episode.
There's beers everywhere.
He puts
I
the
told you.
beer in the shower.
Oh,
yeah.
The shower
niches.
niche. Yeah.
We have our niches in our shower, and he has the beer
Yes.
in the shower.
Well,
Which
first
is
of all,
like, people always notice and always talk about.
There's an entire Instagram just for shower beers.
absolutely.
I'm not sure we can talk about that, but there is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I have seen the fridges. So yeah, and we
That's perfect.
and we pick up all the beer. Like I said, we pick up all the beer from you guys.
Yeah.
And we store them in our models.
Sure.
And so people come into like owners' bedrooms, typically the best closets, and so like they'll walk in, they're like, "It's a lot of beer in there."
Right.
Like, what are you guys up to? And then obviously they go in the pantry, they'll go in the fridges.
Oh, it's everywhere.
I mean, like I say, we're obviously on top of our game, so
Yeah.
we have.
That's what the list was going to go on. Like, the shower beer. Like, you should have just led with that.
I know.
Yeah.
I did try.
It's a great because I know I don't know anything about selling homes. My dad was a builder, and it just basically he's 70, he's about retired, and I think he was 6th generation. My grandfather all the way back and got to me, and I'm like, no, I can draw them, and so that's what I did for the bulk of my career. But I see it, it's a conversation piece, and you're trying to sell. You're not selling this home. You're selling the experience and the thing behind it, and the great, all the. I know tons of people that have Shell homes. I know tons of people that have worked here. Fun fact, applied at Shell.
No way.
Was denied. That's also a whole video I'd like to spend. Where is that
was
gentleman?
that?
What position?
It was 2013 CAD because I had and I knew Scott Rogers before.
Well, that's why you didn't get hired.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's the worst thing you can do.
When we talk about him, now I remember
Santa.
It was, whatever software you guys used. I remember it was very funny. The guy was great, and I had been somewhere for 19 years. I had a great resume, and did all the 3D modeling and animations and all that stuff. And he was like, "Well, you don't know. We have a proprietary program that only we use, and you don't really know how to use it." And I remember going, "Well, how am I supposed to know how to use this program if you're the only one that has it?" But again, that was where I had first met Preston and Gene Langford when they were both.
Wow,
Preston and Chris were at Ocean and Atlantic, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that building still there?
It's still there.
Okay.
Yeah. On the
Okay.
corner, yeah.
And because my friend there was an apartment next to it, so my friend lived there too. And when I was drawing Atlantic Sands
Oh, wow.
in 3D, Gene came in, and I had the entire 3D model and had a dome around it in the program called 3D Studio Max. And inside the dome, I had stitched about 100 pictures of the landscape. And so when you panned around, there's the beach.
Right.
And everything that was there. And he's like, can you put me on the 3rd floor, like this balcony? And I put the camera, boom, 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 and took a shot. He was like, that's insane.
Ah.
You know, and I mention it whenever years, I haven't seen Gene in years.
Yeah, maybe.
I would mention that, you know, and then I remember there was a secret project that I worked on at the company drawing this casino.
Yeah.
And I worked on that for a long time at night while nobody could know.
Yeah.
We couldn't let anybody know. And then we presented it, and of course the world fell apart. And, you know,
I was like, that must have been around 2010. I was, I got certain,
Yep.
I do remember that. Yeah.
It was. I remember Chris and we went to meeting after meeting, and big, you know, just where everybody came with pitchforks and torches, and because nobody wanted another casino, you know, and I think it would have been great.
Yeah.
You know, I think the complex itself would have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, so anyway. I digress.
Yeah, look at that. Look at you. So you did design the Atlantic Sands?
I did not design it. Our architect at the time designed it. I drew it in 3D and then did all the CAD for construction documents.
Yeah.
You know, that was what I did the CAD part partly, but I mainly did the 3D part. I initially started drawing on paper.
Right.
Went to CAD version 8 or 9. I'm dating myself. I'm almost 52. And then went to 3D and never looked back and did 3D stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I did for years.
Yeah. I actually did look you up. I actually had from computer graphics to beer. I was like, please explain.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I actually, and obviously your title of brewer of fine ales and in charge of making bad decisions.
That is exactly it. Where did you get that?
I don't know. Last night, it was late. I was...
It's probably on my Facebook.
I think it's Facebook.
I'm in charge of making bad decisions. Frankly, I'm pretty good at it.
There you go.
If I may say so myself.
All right, I have some quick questions.
Please.
Quick questions.
Please.
I do like doing this. I always like doing this. So, most unusual beer you've ever brewed?
Okay. We did a sour ale at both locations, at Tall Tales and Big Oyster. And we put about 300 or 400 pounds of Skittles in the beer.
Wow.
The first one that I did at Tall Tales was a Parks and Rec reference. If you're a fan of Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
it had Little Sebastian, R.I.P. On the label. And then this newest one was one of our goddess series that we did. We did like a Persephone and a Hera, and it was called Iris. And I think she was like the goddess of rainbows, which worked out great for Skittles.
Right.
I hope.
So people were like, how'd you do that? I'm like, well, we had 15,000 little snack packs that we had. I'm just kidding. You can buy them in bulk.
So what is the drum size for?
You can buy them in, so we bought them in 10-pound bags, but you can buy them in 50-pound bags.
Oh,
wow.
And we just, I remember the brewers are like, what did we do with them? I'm like, dump them in the top. Like, really? I'm like, absolutely. And then run the pump and just run the pump. Because if you dump them in the bottom, the first time I found out, if you dump them in and don't do anything, it becomes one giant Skittle.
Right.
It's a Skittle is nothing but sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's a fun fact trivia. How many different flavors of Skittles are out there? It's a trick question.
I know.
Just one.
There you go.
They're all flavored with an edible perfume. So when the Skittles come out, they're white. And then they get painted their specific color, and it's just sugar at that point still. And then they spray them all at the, different various times. So there's
crazy.
It's a trick, there's really no flavor,
Wow.
So, but yeah, that was pretty like, I was again, like, there's been many Dogfish has made some unusual beers, but the Skittles one was pretty good. Trying to think, we get pretty crazy with our Dreamsicle series.
Yes.
Dreamsicle series is our hazy IPA with a little bit of vanilla, and then we get kind of crazy with that. We did a marshmallow one. I think that was before I started. And then we do a shamrock one every year, which is like a mint flavor for St. Patty's Day. It's great. Now, unusual wise, I've done a couple smoked beers with some smoky malts and stuff like that. I wouldn't call them. They're not crazy unusual, but I think the Skittles one would be the one that people are like, what?
All right.
You
What about this one? What about the because it's supposed to be quick fire.
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay.
Eric got the idea of quick fire there.
Yes, yes.
Favorite beer that your favorite beer ever
That I've made.
that you've made.
Mother Juice. It was a beer I made at Tall Tales.
Oh.
It was a fabulous semi-hazy, because I say semi-hazy because in the beginning I probably didn't know enough about it was new. Hazy beers were new.
Yeah.
That trend.
And I've recreated it a couple times here under a different name. Just we're not marketing it. It was just one of my favorites of all time.
And the name came from
So at Tall Tales when I did
reluctant to ask.
beers, everything was a tall tale.
Oh.
So they had beers like Excalibur or Blue Ox, like from what's his name? Big guy that had the Blue Ox.
Paul Bunyan.
Thank you.
Yep.
We had a beer called Paul Bunyan. We had all those things, and then Mother Juice was like Mother Goose.
Oh, okay.
You know? So there was like golden eggs and the yeah. Yeah. You're like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that'll be the last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank, what was it you were thinking?
Nope.
What were you thinking the origins?
Need an
Please
expert. Yeah.
Oh wait, it's rapid fire. Move on, please.
It's rapid fire round. Beer that you haven't made yet, but you want to make.
Ooh.
Is there one? I mean, I know you've made a lot of beer. I mean, is there one that you
beers.
haven't made that you want to make?
At Big Oyster, I've been able to. We have a 7-barrel system at one location, and we have a 15-barrel system at the other. And I've made some. I actually have a change to my answer to the first one. I've made a black IPA here at Big Oyster. That is one of my favorite.
Okay.
Black IPA. We don't even have a name for it. I've just made it and called it Black IPA. But beers I want to make, I don't think I have an answer. Like, because I would say I would love to make something very unique, like a Rausch beer, which is that smoky. It's not tequila. What's the tequila?
Mezcal.
Thank you. I'm not a fan. Look at that. Boom.
Yeah.
So that has that kind of smell, that kind of
Right.
smokiness to it.
Right.
I would say, I'd love to make an island lager. I can't wait to make that one. That's going to be a very simple beer, like a Red Stripe, like a Kuna, if you will, something like that. That would fit our niche. Because I tell you what, it used to be IPAs.
Yes.
Everybody's drinking IPAs, and now lagers. We cannot keep a lager in house.
And that's because why? Is that just because of it's because one of my questions was like expensive beers to make and then like less expensive beers to make. I mean, a lager is less expensive than an IPA.
So it is, but there's a caveat there. Lager 100%. It's the 4 main ingredients. Hops, yeast, barley, and water. And the IPAs use a lot more hops, and I mean a lot more hops. But I can turn around that beer in 2 weeks, whereas the lager stays in the tank 4 weeks. And time is money.
Yeah.
And if we had a plethora of tanks, it wouldn't matter.
Right.
But we don't. Our tanks are full. We empty one, we're filling it. Rinse and repeat. So now that our lagers are popular, it has really put a strain on our fermentation schedule because they have to stay in the beer. Can we do them in 2 weeks? Yes. Are they as good? No. And it's about quality, not quantity, at that point. So, crazy. Yeah, on how that is. So I would argue that maybe the lagers are more expensive in the turnaround
In the long term.
because of that.
Right.
You know.
And the most expensive beer to make?
Whatever the most sours. So
Like gluten. I always heard that gluten beers were fairly.
so all beer, if it's made with malt, has gluten.
Right.
But
gluten free. I guess.
So gluten free. Are expensive for the main reason that I can buy grain. Let's say it's 30 cents a pound. I have no idea what sorghum costs because I've never tried to buy it, or some other things out there to make those beers. But they're more expensive. Just like anything good for you.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Anything organic.
The truth.
Anything that's low fat. Why is it cheaper? Why is it more expensive? You took the fat out. You took more out of it. So that being said, I would say sour is the most expensive because some of the fruits are through the roof.
Right.
For a while, we could not make Isabel.
Right.
Isabel went from
absolute favorite
$79 a box to $2.99 a box.
Wow.
When we couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we were only selling it in package or by the pint, maybe. But those kegs in the market would never sell, so we had to stop
Right.
for a while. Now it's kind of back to normal.
That's amazing. I do remember that period of time where it was like, we're like, when's it going to come back? Because you do have those ones that come in, like very seasonal, come in and out. You know, how about this one? Best, because we have a lot of beer events down here. Best beer event down here.
Oh man. Okay. Shameless plug, but your event is great at Shellville. That's a fun. It's busy. I don't think you've ever done it when there was ice, or not ice. I'm sorry. This is how much I don't know about it. You don't actually pour ice on that floor, do you?
No.
No,
This is
no,
really
it's a
good.
rolling.
Well, back in the day, there's been different versions of Shellville. We
Yes.
did
Oh,
at one
correct,
point
correct.
did
That's right.
have
You did have a skating rink.
yes.
Right.
Such a
Yeah.
nice guy, throwing you that one. You know. No.
Yeah. You know, that's a great event. All the ones that the Shorecraft company puts on down here, and in there are a lot of Maryland ones too, but they put together, their company put together these beer festivals, and they do, let's say, a dozen a year. And they would do Love on Tap at Secrets. We just did one at the Cambria called Rahove Brew Fest.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
Say it once correctly.
The biggest one was our favorite one down here, which was in Maryland, near Salisbury. It was at Pemberton Park.
Okay.
It's just I can't remember the name of it now because I haven't been there last year. But it was just one at Pemberton Park. It'll come to me, and I'll edit it in later.
Yeah.
There's I tell you what, festivals are okay around October.
Yeah.
The Oktoberfest up there on Lockerman Street, big.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
wow.
big. We do one at the Citizens Bank Park.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
right there on the second level.
Yeah.
And it's all the way around the entire thing. I mean, you talk about, it's a 2 5-hour sessions.
I can
about-
only imagine.
You can talk about the people at the second session
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
are hammered, which is just crazy, but they're all Ubering and not driving.
Right.
So it's fun.
That's crazy. And then we just touched upon this, but tell us what's the new trend? What's the new beer trend? What's because it has been like, I've certainly seen, and I always say this, a couple of stories. One of, I remember coming here 2010 and IPA crazy. Like, it was literally IPA crazy. In fact, when I moved close to where Big Oyster Brewery is in a show home, I remember that every time that you guys had a new beer and I'd see it on social media, I felt I had to go and buy a 4-pack. It's what a good chap like myself,
Of course.
local,
Yes.
should do.
Yes.
And so I've tried. We were chatting we were actually chatting about you at an event. Actually, it was your son's graduation.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were chatting to a guy called Lee, and we were saying about it, and we were talking about Dang,
Mhm.
and we were
Yeah.
talking about a few of the other cartoon.
Yeah. The
was it?
logos, but the artwork. What was the PAL?
PAL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
those some, yeah.
Dang, Pal. I think the Pal one was like Robin or something.
That's right. Yeah. Always remember those labels.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But what's the new trend? What are we moving at the moment as an expert?
I would say that hazies and sours, heavily fruited sours, are still the rage. All the rage with the kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I will honestly say that the new trend is not beer at all. It's beer. But it's non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, wow.
And things like that. THC beverages are hot. Big everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so but if you're talking just beer, I would say lagers. Like our beer, I can't. If I make a lager, it is gone now. Not in the market. Like, we can't sell it in distribution. I can't make a lager and compete with the big guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't.
No,
When
so
I-
they put
and I don't mean Dogfish. I mean
Yeah.
Budweiser
Yeah.
and Coors. We're not
Sure.
making beers that we can't make beers that cheap. And then, by the way, they make fabulous beer. And I tell you what, I've learned in this industry. I love everybody.
Sure.
Have some of the breweries around here that we know made a bad beer, of course, and so have we. A beer, it might not be a beer that you like, so I say bad beer. Just not a beer that maybe not a lot of people enjoy. But that is I don't like breweries that go around, like, don't go around bashing. It's not a good play. And that's why I think I'm successful and we're successful in this industry, because we do that and we help each other and things like that. But lagers, man, they're hot.
Wow.
And if I could make a non-alcoholic beer, I would. I have all the ingredients. I have everything. There's still some stipulations, so we'd have to buy some equipment. We'd really have to get down and dirty and spend some money and invest, you know. So, in which we might, you know, that's where the industry's going. You have to be able to pivot.
Yes.
And look at a different, you know, a different market. I read, not to get off, I met a brewer that worked at Natty Boh.
Yeah.
Like 40 years ago. He said, this is funny, they would can Natty Boh, say they're canning Natty Boh all day. A whistle would go off. They'd go and change the labels out and continue with red, white, and blue. And they'd do that for a while. And by the way, this is the same beer.
Wow.
They would make 3 or 4 different beers, and they would sell them each in different markets at different price points. Crazy.
And that's funny because when we were doing Tipsy Blokes, when we first started, we were like, it's got to be our recipe. It's got to be you exclusive. So they know it's ours.
Of course.
And then we really realized that no one is going to be able to transfer or with all the
horrible
ideas.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, yeah. We've had people that said that, like, people that come that want to, not other breweries, but somebody that came to us and said, man, we have a product, we'd like to make this, and here's what we want to do. And we're like, we're good. You know, because but no, that's why you rely on the brewers that have been doing it for a while, you know, and
lean on them.
Well, when we started, we were thinking like, okay, is it gonna be Tipsy Blokes Brewery? We're like, that's a little misleading, right? So we were Tipsy Blokes Beer Company.
100%.
And to this day, I get absolutely no love at home, right? Because we get excited about a new beer, we get excited about working with a new brewery, and we have our marketing team, and Caitlin's phenomenal coming up with our logos. And I'm like, I bring home a 4-pack, maybe a case. I bring home a 4-pack, and I'm like, look, honey, look what we have. And she goes, well, is that one of your beers? Is that a fake beer? What do you mean a fake beer? What do you mean fake beer? It's real. It tastes good. She said, well, you didn't make it. Oh, mud on. Like,
did she twist the knife?
Yeah, a little bit.
Ow.
It's been there for 20 years. But that's one of the great things about, again, collaborating and then again sharing the wealth with everybody is we get to sample and experience and try things. Yeah. But yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
Is it one of yours? It's never one of mine, baby. It's never.
we love doing collabs too with other breweries.
Yeah, that seems to be like a big thing. Like I feel like we've seen that everywhere we've gone. People are doing that a lot. Whether it's charity, whether it's just like I said, small, and they usually like do, from what we've seen, like someone will come to you and then you'll go to them.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's like you move and share, and it's very cool. Like I say, it's very unique in an industry for it to happen.
As far as the books go, like logistically, if we go to you and make a beer, that's just your beer.
Right.
Our name's on it. You're selling it. You're making all the money. We might have brought a bag of hops and helped out, and then we'll get a keg in return. Who knows? But to try and make a beer together and figure out who's
right.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That's impossible. And I'm not even one doing it. Like, I would never go to, like, you know, the ownership and be like, oh, I think here's how much we're going to lose. Okay. No way, you know? So that's why we do that. And we have a running joke. When we go to do a collab, we go to that brewery, and that brewery's doing most of the work, and we're sitting there like, oh, good job. But then they'll come to us and do this, and we'll do this.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Everybody gets their time.
Like, oh, you want to collab? Yeah, we'll come over. Yeah.
You. No, we'll come to you.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I can't remember this gentleman's name. It's Stillwater, I think.
Stillwater?
Yeah, man. I remember when he was like, a big thing back in the day was he was like a nomad brewer. Like he didn't have his own facility, but he would just go to each brewery and just use one of their
and contract.
And just contract it out. Yeah. And that was cool back in the day. Yeah.
There's a couple people out there that still, and their names escape me now, that still do that type of thing. And I tell you what, it's not a bad, like, you know, not a bad thing. Like, why in this market you're going to invest in property and equipment? You know, there is so much equipment on the market for pennies.
Yeah.
You know, and same in the restaurant industry too. And you know, and everybody, you know, and I'm trying to think in your, you know, I guess maybe equipment, you know, or I don't know,
Well, we don't have to.
moving dirt back and forth for your company. I don't know, you know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
But like I said, we've seen a few things that we always, with you guys, like how canning yourself.
Mhm.
You know, like did you always can yourself?
So
Because there's a whole new world to that.
I
canning.
have,
Okay.
and I think they mobile canned
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
I mobile bottled once
Okay.
at Tall Tales, and a guy came in. It was in his truck. He rolled it out.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
like, it was like clockwork. He had it down pat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they did that once, and then after that, they started developing the brand.
Yeah.
And then boom, we got a canner, and that thing it runs. We run it 10 hours a day.
Yeah. I
You
bet.
know, to try and keep up.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing.
crazy.
No, I mean, like I say, it's just such a big jump from like getting a company come in and on their schedule of when they're going to be available to come and do the canning versus being able to do it. I mean, production wise, it's supposed to be tenfold, but I guess you need a scale to get to that position. What else is new or coming up for Big Oyster or Fins? Like what's exciting?
So I will tell you, in July we are heavy, just production. Not a lot of events, because we're already busy.
Yeah. There's always live music.
Look at this. In July 28th, we have a Shellville golf tournament.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that. I'll be darned.
Are you playing or are you serving?
I think
Both.
I hope I'll be playing. Jeffrey, yes.
You do have the show.
Yeah, in July is pretty heavy as far as like we're just busy. And we start making pumpkin in July.
Oh wow!
And that's because people want their pumpkin
early,
at the end
yeah.
of July.
Oh, for sure.
We do. I know it's after that, but will by the time your audience listens to this, we'll have had our 10th anniversary party. It's coming up next weekend.
No way.
For Big Oyster. Yep.
That's
awesome. So if you're hearing this, come on out for a beer.
Yeah.
It'll be the 10th and 1 month anniversary. But it's still be fine. Be busy.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
10 years. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah, they started in 2015 at the Fins location, and then they got the brewery set up, and then
that's
I
right.
think 2017 is when Lewis got, and then that's when production bumped up big time. They got a bigger system and a lot more tanks.
Yeah.
And,
I actually remember when they were in the Rehoboth one, and the rumor, the whole, they're doing their own brewery, like they're their own brewery at the back, and now it's where it is, which is
there you go, hit events,
just amazing.
3 or 4 over. There we go, happenings. Yes, let's see. Okay, perfect. I'll allow. Sure, don't allow here.
Yeah.
Hit Lewis. Let's see what we have on happening.
I do love the Red Barn. I've always loved the Red Barn.
So, the bathroom.
What?
You love it.
Oh, that's true.
He talks
That's
about
true.
it.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite in the? I know where you're going with this. What's your favorite sound?
No. So I have a thing. I have a thing wherever I go.
I should
have
hope
a thing
so.
Wherever I go, I always judge a place by its toilets. I think that's important. Like it could be seen as a lesser detail for some business, but like if you have a good toilet, that means you got a good attention to detail. I know Rebecca who did Fluhardi, who did the design, and she's done a lot of work with you guys, and she's amazing. Rebecca Fluhardi, just amazing. She's actually, I don't know if you know, but she was actually part of our team. For a long time.
Nice.
And then went out on her own. So just an amazing lady. So when I went for the first time and I went in the toilets and so in Lewis, now we're talking Big Oyster in Lewis, Red Barn.
Yep, not lose if you're from it's Lewis.
And so you go into the bathroom, you'll hear animal noises.
Yes.
And I was just, and there's obviously like a trough kind of sink. It was just, and it was just amazing. I just thought it was such a novelty kind of.
So if you've not been here, there's a loop of just bird noises and nature.
Yes.
And then every once in a while, it's a loop, and I have no idea how long the loop is. Let's say it's 5 minutes. And every once in a while, you'll hear a horse neigh.
Yes.
And people talk about it on social media all the time. It's just a running joke. They'll go in there and they're like, "What?" Because you're just like, "Huh? What's going on?" So it's pretty funny.
But it is like a surround sound. You go in there and you
Honestly.
feel like you're outside.
It is part of our, it is literally hooked up to something that it just goes. We turn it on in the morning, or someone does.
Yeah.
You know,
It
and
just
then,
goes.
Yep. It throws a lot of people. It is fabulous.
It is the little things I always say, but I just it's funny.
every time he comes out,
There's been
remember
also
it.
the huge evolution of the outdoor spaces.
Yes.
Big Oyster has.
Yes.
I mean, and we've seen them all from the small tents, the large
Yep.
tents, to the you'd say barn
Yep.
edition per se, and the live
Absolutely.
music and the outdoors, the kids areas. I mean, it is a great place. I mean, obviously, I'm a biased Lewis person, and
Mhm.
just right round the corner, but a great space. And there's not. I think we should say this. There's not many places that that can cater to families.
Yes.
And have that indoors, outdoors, big tables, music, and then things to do as
Yeah.
well. And Big Oyster do it. And then it's evolved, but it's been worth the investment. And
It is the
joy.
place to be. There are several places out there to have a great backyard, and we definitely fall in that category. That's why we did Milford that way. You'll walk out there and okay, there's a lot of kids playing, and there's a lot of parents eating and drinking and running around with their kids, and there's playing cornhole. And now we have the outside bar. We have bought a little backyard trailer type thing to put it back there, and you can get quick drinks. It's just a couple draft beers and a couple, get your crushes, get your mojitos, and whatever you're into. And that way, because come in. Let's be honest. You're gonna go somewhere in the summer. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait a half hour, 20 minutes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If we can get them a couple drinks and get them happy, run around. A lot of people are like, "Hey, we'll just sit. We'll sit out here now."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
for sure.
you can't. There's no food service out there, but it's all plastic. Of course, we don't want anybody breaking any
Sure.
glasses and kids running around. But it's pretty packed.
Yeah, no,
all
it's
the
fun.
time. It's
And
pretty
like
great.
I say, it's just, I guess, from the start and how much it's grown, and obviously, Jeff, the owner, has added, bought
Oh, yeah.
extra pieces of land and
Oh, yeah.
parking. I mean, these are all things that are not always easy to find
No.
when you're trying to, I guess, the perfect scenario of going somewhere and being a restaurateur or someone who is going to buy a space. You've got to have a big space, indoor space. You've got to have outdoor space. You've got to have parking, and then being able to hit, families, big, large parties. Down here at the beach, that kind of hitting everything in that perfect storm per se is difficult to hit.
Yeah.
And I feel like Big Oyster do it, if not the best.
Well, the Lewis location, one of the things I love about it is you guys have full court basketball.
Yes.
So not only do you cater,
And there's volleyball now.
yeah, it's
There's
crazy.
2 basketball courts. There's 3, and a full volleyball. Sand area, and there is.
Yeah, so it keeps everyone occupied, because then I'll be out there, getting beat by my kids, of course.
Right.
But again, it's one of those that James knows. But it's one of those things where it's you get to go, right, and it's all ages. You go to a restaurant and you have you go to a Chuck E. Cheese style when the kids are real little.
Yeah.
Then you go something where it's a little more interactive when they're mid-age, and then no one, teenagers are even worse because they just don't want to be sitting around doing nothing and
Right.
and then
On their phone.
basically.
100%.
So no, it definitely hits the all age aspect, which is
Wait till we're installing we're doing a water slide, 400-foot water slide. We're not.
No, I know.
I would not have been surprised if you had said that's going to happen.
The Evan Hollis water slide in Delaware.
First, he finds out there's no ex-girlfriends.
Right, yeah,
Now there's no water slide.
I'm going to need counseling.
Horseshit.
You do.
I'm going to need counseling.
Yeah,
to get
they'll never
over
be
all
back.
this.
They'll never be back.
Man, wow.
No, yeah, we're ever expanding that area. I think it's probably hit its limit now, but we got it right there. And Milford, again, we did the same thing. We had that. We had the cornhole. We got
to get over it. I got to go over
Wait till you see the outside bar in Milford. It is the same pavilion that we put in Lewis, that cedar pavilion.
Okay. Yeah, no,
We
that's
have that.
awesome.
I'd say in about less than a month, it'll seat 40, 30 at the bar.
Yeah.
And probably another 40 around it,
Wow.
and with 4 tops and high top, whatever.
And that overlooks the golf, right?
That is right on the first hole.
Nice.
So when we were designing this, imagine this. I drew it up, and I did it in 3D too.
Yeah.
And I drew it up, and I put the playground right here in front, and then I put the back bar here. And someone said, they're like, "Oh man, do you think the kids are going to bother the people golfing?" I'm like, I argue the people at the bar are gonna bother the people golfing more. Because I golf
Those
and I
shouts.
walk up to that tee, and it's not even done yet. People are on the patio. You look over, and they're all like,
Yeah.
So the running joke is we want to put a camera that shows just the first hole, and it could be a channel that you could find maybe on the web.
Yeah.
And we want to give everybody at the bar like little 9.5.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want everybody yelling and screaming at people.
Sure.
We can't have that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the running joke is what
That's
we'll have.
very
So
funny.
that's
That's
good
awesome.
stuff.
Awesome.
But events, there it is. August 17th, third annual Shuck Cancer 5K. We make a special beer for it every year. It's a pretty big 5K. It's pretty popular. I think this might be our third one.
Wow.
You know, come on out. It's a walk run. You know, great cause. You know, so
He looked at me and said, "Walk, run," because thanks,
didn't-
buddy.
Well, down here, there's always a 5K. There's always a 5K somewhere, every
All the time.
weekend, somewhere. But this is for a great
Yeah.
charity for sure.
yeah. So no, and you guys are. So I moved back to Milford on Bucks Road. You guys are building your development in Milford.
That's right.
Right there.
Cabbage Pond.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. It's I drive by construction every day. It's literally on. I'll never see it because I'm on the opposite side
Okay.
of Bucks. Plus, I'm back in the woods. You'll never see it. But you know, again, like just like anything else, I think when you open up a new restaurant, people are like, "Oh my God, just what we need." You know, I'm sure there's a lot of like, "Oh, just what we need," but people are moving here.
Yeah.
We would not
Demands,
be
yeah.
busy and doing the things.
Because of you, everybody's coming down.
That's right,
Everybody wants
that's
to get
right.
close to your breweries.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to live in a shell home.
Yeah.
There we go.
Eric, thank you so much. Oh, I do have one more question. Sorry.
Yes, please.
Sorry,
Rapid
sorry.
fire,
We're still
rapid
we're
fire.
still in rapid fire.
Yes,
just so you
yes.
know.
No, yeah. Firebat 138.
Yeah.
Explain.
Okay. So that is my call sign for a lot of video gaming.
Ah.
And it started as my handle for ready
Oh.
for America Online, AOL for the kids. Okay. And then CompuServe. Does anybody out there even know what CompuServe is? It was AOL used to come into you in the mail in a disc.
Yep.
And a CD compact disc for them. And you would install it, and then that's how you got internet. Well, CompuServe was just its competitor. CompuServe came out with the format GIF, you know, that graphical interchange format. And so that was my handle, Firebat 138. And because you're wondering what it means, Firebat, I was a huge G.I. Joe fan. Firebat is one of the vehicles for Cobra. And it's also
No way.
The vehicle. You went down to the vehicle.
I know. Very popular in high school. I was. And the Firebat is also a game called StarCraft, by the people who make World of Warcraft. There's a character. There's one of the people that you use to fight. They're Firebats. But the 138 is I'm a huge Joe Montana fan.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so I was a 49ers fan, which made me a Joe Montana fan. And then that now made me a Chiefs fan because when he left in 94, I stuck. So my running joke a lot is people go, "What football team do you like?" "Oh, you're Eagles. You live here." "No." "Oh, probably Ravens." "No." I'm like, "I had to change my team name last year." They're like, "Oh, Redskins?" I'm like, "No, the Chiefs." They're like, "What'd they change it to?" Super Bowl champs 2 years in a row. But it's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
They
no.
lost. But the 138 part, I'm going to butcher this. I think Joe Montana's high school number was 13 and his college number was 8.
Oh.
And then meld the two. And there you go. And I've had it ever since. I think I've had it since I was whatever AOL came out, 19, 18, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The
It's funny
most
'cause-
complex.
Yeah. It's funny because every time we're asked customers for their email address, like we're like putting their details in to send them a contract, hopefully to buy a house. And whenever there's like an AOL, I'm like, oh, good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Good for
Yep.
you. Oh, AOL. I still have my Hotmail account.
I'm sure. Yeah. Same. I have this. I guarantee somewhere out there. I've not logged into it. I had my Firebat whatever at AOL, and then I had the Hotmail.
Hotmail.
I'm sure I never canceled it, so it must be out there somewhere.
Right, somewhere.
I'd hate to log in and see. It gives me. Let's do a fun trick. How many notifications do you have on your phone that you haven't read? Let's see.
Oh well, I'm an absolute. I just
I have
have
48,000. Oh my.
48,000.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you,
so,
how does that? How
so
do
much
people sleep at
so
night?
much spam.
So much spam. Yeah,
Yes.
so much spam. Yeah.
People contact him.
I'm as my soon to be wife says, I'm kind of a big deal. That's what
Oh.
she always says, because one, I'm from this area, I know a lot of people,
Sure.
and I've been in the brewing industry. So whenever I go somewhere, I know 1,000 people. I'm obviously very talkative and like to talk to people and engage. So we'll go somewhere, and she's like, "I'll be over here reading. You just come back to me when you're done." I'm like, "Okay, guy." So,
She knows the routine.
yeah,
She knows the
exactly.
routine. Well, when are you getting married?
What's that?
When are you getting married?
Well, we're trying to. We've been together 5 years, so we're trying to do it this summer. We have 4 kids, 2 and 2.
Yeah.
So we want everybody to be around, oldest, her oldest lives with us, and we built an apartment on our property.
Nice.
My oldest is in the Marines. He'll be done in August, and
Oh,
then
wow.
be
That's
working who knows where.
Yeah.
And my daughter works with us at Big Oyster and goes to school for chemistry. And then her
And as part of the podcast.
and she is our runs our podcast.
Yeah.
She keeps us in line.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. If you listen and you log on and you listen to it, she'll see me and my brother just dying laughing, and then she'll be like, "Okay, that, there it is." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Kenzie, her youngest, goes to Washington Lee, and she's interning in D.C. this summer. So we're
wow.
trying to get everybody
Yeah,
home.
Sure,
Busy
sure.
house.
Just do a quick wedding, have a big party. My buddy, owner of Miss Pillion Brewing, he's
Yeah.
my best friend Eric. He's gonna marry us. I'm gonna
Oh,
marry.
cool.
I am also ordained.
Of course.
I'm gonna marry them. you
Oh,
know,
wow.
so- but
That's
yeah,
cool.
that's our
Exciting summer.
our podcast is The Brothers Camper.
Yes.
2 brothers, 1 sense of humor. Our latest episode, the one he has up there, is sunglasses, ghost pins, and gator grabs. And we do a podcast release every Tuesday morning. We talk about, we have sponsors. We have people that sponsor us. We're always looking for sponsors. Just saying. Very low monetary, or interesting trades. So, we'll take interesting trades as well. But it's fun. We've invested quite a bit in it, and it takes a little time. We record every Sunday morning, and we go from there.
And then you play golf.
Yes. I guess I should say I broke 80 for the second time in my life the other day. No
Really?
big
Yeah.
deal. Do you have an applause button?
You know
After
what?
that-
Actually, it's something we don't do. These guys do. Yeah.
So yeah, we have we have a nice Rodecaster Pro board, and that's why I always say my daughter is she's on the 1s and 2s.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's appropriate. I think 1s and 2s is really DJing, but whatever. It's close. We have a great time with it.
That's great. That is great. And I do like the resemblance of Ryan Reynolds.
I love that it gave
There were some images, honestly, but it looks like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
It wasn't this one, but there's another one.
I know
I
exactly
checked
what
it-
you're talking about.
Yes.
Yep.
I was like, what, Ryan's in there?
Now, I am using, for those out there, I am using some AI to create all this. I don't have time. I am a graphic artist. I don't draw, but I can Photoshop. So I just don't have time. So a lot of times I'll get it to give me something, and then I'll add components to it. And different things like that. It's obviously, I love that they have my daughter holding a beer, and then sometimes I'm like, what is that? Like, my brother he's not bald.
That's great.
It's, I tell you what, the technology out there, we use ChatGPT, we use Runway, which is for some crazy AI video editing. It's insane where it's going,
Yeah.
and certain people get a lot of flack for it. It's a tool. It's a tool. I don't think people should be out there writing their papers with it, but it is 100%. It's going to change in the next 5 years.
Wow.
Wait till what your phones do in 5 years, 10 years.
Well, as long as the AI can't create beer and you still have a job, we'll
There you go.
we'll be in a
Yes,
good place.
I never use AI to create beer. It's all up here.
Eric, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. This was great.
You've been awesome, as I knew you would be. So yes, thank you for coming along. Give us a bit of your time. I know you're a busy chap.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate it, and long may our partnership continue. And you
Yes.
make beer for us, and we take credit for it.
There you go.
I'd love to have you on the podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Soon. We would do an episode like that, like maybe a remote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
A little collab.
Yeah, I was
as
gonna
we
say another collaboration. Yeah.
But yeah, come visit us at the Big Oyster Brewery and all our locations and our Finn's restaurants. Come have a beer, a good bite to eat, and we'll see you soon.
I'm sure this summer that's not
Yeah.
going to be a problem. You're going to be busy and busy
100%.
and busy. But yes, everybody should. It's a great company, great people, and great beer, more importantly.
Absolutely.
So yes, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.